Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Sibua, and this is my final video for the Haval H2 review. It has taken me quite some time. I've grown hair since I started. I've grown some beard a bit, but finally I'm here. So this is not a rating video. This is one of those that is just for informational purposes. And yeah, it's just on features that the car come with, and maybe someone is driving this car, they haven't really gone through the features because they haven't gotten time to do that. And also maybe someone is driving it for the first time and they just want to see what's in it. So yeah, this is the video where I'll just be taking you through the features, no rating whatsoever. Yep, let's go.
Okay, so now I want to do a proximity test. Getting close to the car, it appears that if you open with the key like 20 feet away, the key will be able then to open. And then a safety feature there is that it's going to lock if you don't continue to open the doors within 30 seconds. So if you move away from the car, maybe walking and stuff, and you open by mistake, it's gonna lock automatically. See, that's what it's doing now. And then for the keyless entry, as long as you have the key on your person touching the handle, it's just gonna open. And then now opening and then going inside, you can see that from the door there's nothing much happening. It's just the Windows controls, child lock, and the unlocking and locking button for the doors. And then now down here we do have the electric controls for the seats. They call them 8-way adjustable, up and down. It's only for the driver and not for the passenger. And then coming to the mirrors controls, these are the mirrors, the folding mirrors button, the left and right, and controls, and also adjusting the lights up and down. And then moving now to the controls for the lights, you'll see that the lights, we have the auto light function. When you go into the dark space, it does recognize. I like the sensitivity of it there off. It's not too sensitive. Like, see now, it has already recognized that you're going into a dark space. But under the bridge and stuff, it is not too sensitive in that it doesn't just turn on as long as you're taking the dark spaces, like under the bridge with Toyotas that I've seen lately. And then now to the controls on the right of the steering wheel, the cruise control, the voice control. The voice control only works on CarPlay when you connected the phone. And then for the cruise control now, I find it to be working well, to be responsive, especially when you're using the pluses and the minus on the steering wheel in order to increase or reduce the speed. When you're increasing the speed, I find it to be on par, like moving properly with you trying to be as quick as you can on the button. But when you're taking it down, it's not as quick. And then yeah, but as long as you remember that you don't have to brake using the button going down, it's not going to be a problem, because then now you just put on the brakes and then it's going to go down. So I don't think for going down the sensitivity matters that much. And you can hear now, as I'm getting to above 120, that the sunroof is closing automatically. That is another feature that the car has, and it's just lovely. But it can be frustrating sometimes when you're trying to just open the sunroof for quite a long journey, even if it's above 120. But if you just then keep open it when the car is already above 120, it's going to keep the sunroof open, which is then going to assist you obviously with the ventilation, obviously getting the nice air from top. So now let's now go to the left hand side of the steering wheel. See, here is the controls for the main screen there, and the screen in the middle there. And then we do have the auto wipers. What you will hear is the clicking sound whenever you are on auto, it will just be making it automatically like it's doing. Let me just show you now. Right there. That's how it does the click. Okay, so now when we go to the controls again, you will see that there's an OK button and cancel and so on. It's to control the screen, the small screen there in the middle of the speedometer and the rev counter. And then in the screen there off, let's see what it has for us. It starts with the standard mode, as it has three modes: economy, standard, and snow. And then when you move, it's just showing the trip meter there, how far you are on the trip, and the tire pressure, average speed, journey time, distance to empty, and then instant fuel, and then the average fuel. The screen has only those things, and that's all it has. You can set it however way to show what else is there, but yeah, it only shows the ones that are indicated here. It would have been nice if it had the speed in terms of digital form, but yeah, it doesn't have that. So yeah, it's just something that I think for me it would have been a nice touch, but it's not like it's a train smash. And then if you go in the settings, these settings you can only do when you stop or when you are stationary, where it shows the speed alarm, and then you know the speed test to say on this speed it can start doing the alarm and so on, and then the unit of measure there, and then that unit is for the kilometers, and the temperature, the pressure, all those things to show like which unit of measure, depending on which country you are from or what you're used to, like now Celsius and Fahrenheit, and then miles and kilometers. And then yeah, basically that's just about the unit of measure. I don't think there's anything else there that. And then for the fuel, it depends how you want to see it as well. And then now, going down to the current alarm, this is basically just indicating if there's any alarm. And then the trip computer is that screen that I showed you before on everything that you need to get from that first screen if you're not stationary. And then the volume, this is the volume for the alarm, like the seat belt or anything that is happening in the car while it's trying to warn you. And then, what else is there? The maintenance, showing next maintenance, and then the language, factory settings, and then just the basic information in terms of the system of the vehicle. So that's basically it on that screen. And then now I think we can move then to the main screen, which is the 8-inch touch screen here. And then when you start it, it starts from where you left it. So it will be like on radio if you started on radio like now. And yeah, and then in the screen itself, you can be able to just set the radio station the way that you want them. And then you'll find Bluetooth, USB, SD, and app link, and so on. So now if I just go into SD, you'll see that it has music, video, and the picture. The music is standard. It's the music. You can watch videos as well on this if you pre-save them in your drive, and then, but it's only if you're not driving. Together with the pictures, if you're driving more than 15 kilometers per hour, it's gonna warn you, and then it's gonna turn it off. And then now to the Apple CarPlay. It doesn't have Android Auto. You only have the Apple CarPlay. And then to actually get that running, it's just to connect it with the cable and then let it run.
Open Maps. Take me to McDonald's. Please find McDonald's near me.
One option I see is McDonald's on Bendeman Road in Pretoria. Let me know if I should call one of them or get directions for you.
Please get directions. Please, please get directions for me.
I'm on it.
Play picture of you loving Caliber on YouTube Music.
Now playing picture of you loving Caliber from YouTube Music.
Yeah, so I find it to be very responsive, and it's not slow whatsoever, it's not sluggish, and it does hear our language here and here, our accent, I should say. So yeah, carrying on now. On the screen you will find adjustments for the sound, and yeah, there's nothing much there because the sound is not as inspiring, but it does the job. You can listen to the music, and then that's basically okay. Yeah, there's display, the general, like brightness, where you can change the background, all those things that you can change in terms of the color. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the mood lighting in the system, in the cabin anymore. So yeah, then that's just about it. Because should I talk about volumes and all those? I don't think it matters, because every other thing, I don't think then there is anything more from this system. It's just standard. The interesting thing really, it's the uplink, and it doesn't have Android Auto, so it's painful because I'm an Android person, but yeah, it's okay. So that's it, basically. Okay, coming down here, you'll see that we do have an auto stop button, which is helping a lot in traffic, together with the parking electric parking brake. And then we do have an armrest here by the drivers, and you can easily just move it forward and then just rest your arm. Well, the long trips, I find it to be very helpful. And then inside here, it has like plenty of storage there where you can just store whatever you need to store. And then just down here by the gas selector, you will then find the driving modes button, which is no, standard and economic. I don't see any difference for myself, but yeah, that's what it's there. And then down here we do have the distance speed regulator, which is basically the hill descent control, which I will demonstrate now as I'm in the parking lot and it's going down. You will just see, then it will do the regulation thing. It grips right there. Then that's it. I'm not even on like any pedals right now. It's just going down on its own, controlling the speed going down. I find it to be like helpful for someone maybe who doesn't feel comfortable going down, I should say. But otherwise, it's just normal. It's either you put on your brakes or you're using it to control your speed going down if maybe you're not that comfortable. But it's making this funny sound, especially if the steep going down, it's like very steep, like you will, like right now, you see when it's like it's holding, you will feel that it's really gripping on the brakes. It shouldn't scare you, but maybe the first time it might scare you. But yeah, that's basically what it does. And then that's just about it when it comes to the hill descent control. I find it to be a nice feature. And then going in now, you will see that we do have the auto icon and all those things. I don't necessarily use icon that much. I do like opening windows, but it's functional. It does the job. I can't complain about it. It doesn't have dual anymore. And then going up, you will see that we do have the electronic mirror. It's only inside. The outside ones are not necessarily heated or electronic in any form. But I find this to be very helpful because if someone is trying to bright you at night, you can just easily ignore them basically. So yeah. And then going now to the visors, like these sun visors, I don't know, they didn't include the lights inside, like the vanity mirror there doesn't have any lights to help you at night, but it is what it is. So again, now looking at the panel for the one above here, you will find that these are all the lights that you basically have to illuminate in the car at night. The three of them are here, and there's nothing at the back. I don't know why. The sunroof does help a lot to bring in the light at night, but for me, if you parked in a dark space, really you're gonna have to end up using a torch, and it doesn't make sense. I don't know why they did that. So yeah, so looking now to the left of the vehicle, there's nothing much really happening. It's just the controls there off, and yeah, that's just about it. And then now to the control for the sunroof. The arrows that you see there forward and back is to control then the cover inside to cover the sunroof. And to control the sunroof, you just do the open and then it can tilt. You see that's basically how it's tilted. And then to actually open the whole thing, you just hold it and then it goes, voila, opened the whole thing. See, but when you're driving, you can just do one touch and it will tilt or it will open. One touch tilt, one touch open. Now, going back to the cabin. Nope, I don't think I missed anything. It's just a stop start button that you just press and then the car will start. And then, yeah, that's just about it. Oh yeah, there is like these small lights that are on like this panel on top that are lighting down to the cup holders like at night. I find that to be a nice feature as much as mood lighting are not there. So yeah, let's go to the back. And then here at the back, oh, there's nothing much happening. It's just the space. There is plenty of space. For me, I'm like 1.7 meters tall, but I find myself with my sitting position having enough space. Like you can see there by my legs, like there is enough space, plenty of space. The space up here is massive. Regardless of the panoramic sunroof, they managed to create a nice space, even for someone who's like 1.7 meters tall. I think even people who are taller than me, they'll still find it comfortable to be sitting at the back. And the cabin space is quite reasonable actually, and that's the thing that I think they try to get more space in the cabin and they kill the boot space. I find this boot space not to be that big. You put 8 to 10 plastic shopping bags and it's already packed, but underneath here there's still like a bit of space because there's a space saver spare wheel together with the jack and stuff, but not a lot of people are using this space for their travels on a normal day. So you're gonna rely on the boot or the cabin space to actually put some of the things. Going back to the driving bits, you will see that the car has a reverse camera with pointers there for the reversing and the distance control sensors. It assists a lot, especially for people who are not necessarily used to SUVs or buying SUVs for the first time, which are many. And then yeah, I find it to be working well. It's just that sometimes when it's been raining, the way the camera is positioned, it can be very blurry. And at night, I find it to be working properly as well. It's still showing, even now I'm in a dark space, but I find it to be working and showing clearly. Out here, it has a follow me home function where when you lock in the car and you left the lights on auto, it automatically turns them on for some time and then it does the same when you're unlocking the car. Going outside now, if you leave your indicator on, well, after you just turned, it's gonna, like, the park light is gonna remain on in front. And also when you're going to the back, you'll see that the light that you indicated to remains lit, in order to warn you that you left the indicator on, and obviously save the battery. I find that to be a very nice feature. As I said, that the lights at the back, they have this LED effect, but they're not necessarily LED. However, this angle is nice. Okay, so but the lights themselves, they're just normal lights, halogen, I think, at the back. So however, they are well lit. I like the design. They're off in terms of the way they made it. Going to the front, you will see that for the luxury variant that we have here, the headlights are LEDs and the fog lights are halogens. And then for the city variant, you will find that the headlights are also halogens. The argument with keeping the fog lights as halogens is that I read somewhere that they do a better job as fog lights. I'm not entirely sure about that. However, yeah, they kept them. And that will be me signing off till next time. Thank you.